Go.
Good afternoon. I will be competing in high school extemporaneous speech. My TSA ID number is 2011014. Now the topic I will be talking about is what possesses the biggest threat to the environment in the United States of America. What I believe possesses the biggest threat to the environment in the United States of America is climate change. Now, what is climate change? Climate change occurs when greenhouse gases entrap the sun's heat within the Earth's atmosphere. Now, this is significant because it leads to long-term shifts in both weather and temperature. Now, these shifts in weather and temperature lead to an increase in natural disasters and the ferocity of natural disasters. We can see this by looking at insurance companies that have continued to remove policies based around natural disasters because natural disasters have only increased in damage, which relates to the property cost. Now, if you want an example of what is currently going on, California is on fire, and this fire is historically awful. It is destroying multiple cities, causing millions in property damage. And not only that, it is displacing people and it is displacing animals. It's destroying habitats and ecosystems where animals once lived. Now, why does this forest fire happen? Well, it happens because of the water scarcity in California and Arizona. This causes the trees to be drier than they should, which is easy for a fire to start. Therefore, the fire spreads and there's almost no stopping it. Now, this water scarcity is caused by the increase in heat, which is related to climate change. The increase in heat has only continued to increase water scarcity in places like California and Arizona, which causes fires to occur. But the increase in heat also harms our marine life because the hotter water carries less dissolved oxygen than cooler water. Now, this is important because it harms species that need a specific amount of dissolved oxygen in water to live. And so because the temperature and heat continues to increase, we only see that it harms our marine life and it harms the animals and population. Because of this increase in heat, now we're having heat-related diseases, heat-related illnesses. People and animals are passing out because of how hot it is. And this heat isn't going anywhere. It's only going to continue to increase if we don't address climate change. Now, another thing with climate change is that sea levels rise. Now, this puts cities like Miami and coastal areas, regions, habitats at constant threat of flooding. Now, flooding not only kills people and destroys ecosystems, destroys property, but it moves animals and moves people. Now, all this movement and displacement of people and animals into other systems, now ecosystems, will now lead to the increase in invasive species. Now, invasive species will ravage through ecosystems, and this is because invasive species are usually very generalist, which they take the roles of certain creatures who have only one role, and they can do it and many others. This causes the extinction of many animals who now cannot eat because an invasive species is destroying their ecosystem, eating all their food, hunting them now to extinction when they should not be in that ecosystem to begin with. And this is caused because of climate change. My call to action, judges, and my way that I see the fix to climate change is that we must educate the US population. In order to fight for something, in order to want to change, you have to know what's going on. In the United States, many people do not even fully understand what climate change is. So the only way to combat climate change is to educate the US population so that they can understand what exactly is happening. Thank you for your time.